Welcome to Boston. For me, Boston holds a special place in my heart because I spent over a decade here getting my 3 degrees from MIT, and everything has a memory associated with it in this town, and for that reason I love Boston. I consider it home even though I've been away for like 8 years. Welcome to Boston. I got in very late tonight, but the Prudential Center is still open, so I'm gonna get a bite to eat and check it out. So the Prudential Tower is an iconic part of the Boston skyline, and the Prudential Center around it has all sorts of upscale shops and fun places to eat. So I haven't been to Prudential Center in forever, and it's changed a lot since the last time I was here, so I wanted to wander around and explore everything, but I'm really hungry after my flight, so I stopped at Italy, which is like a set of Italian stores by that guy Mario Batali from the Food Network, and there's a big one in New York that I've been to a few times, and they have one here in the Prudential Center that's pretty big but still a little manageable, and I got a fungi mushroom pizza, and it's really delicious. Everything's more delicious when you're hungry too, so. Good morning, nomads. So this morning I'm headed to Faneuil Hall, and if you're a tourist in Boston, chances are you're going to end up at Faneuil Hall because it's sort of a touristy area. You're probably going to see a guy dressed up as Benjamin Franklin, and there's a food hall that's full of Boston eats. So if you're in Boston and you're looking for something delicious to eat, I definitely recommend clam chowder. And at Quincy Market, there's several options for clam chowder. Probably the most famous would be Legal Seafood. Their clam chowder has been featured at several inaugurations. But this time I decided to try a different company, Boston Chowder. And it's also very good. So can't miss with clam chowder in Boston. And just behind the Faneuil Marketplace is the Waterfront, which is a beautiful area. It has an aquarium, it has a huge Legal Seafood, and just a lot of nice places to walk around. So if you have time and money, visiting the Boston Aquarium can be very fun, but if you don't have either of those things, it's really great just to see the harbor seals for free right in front of the museum without paying a dime. You may have heard the Longfellow poem that starts, "Listen, my children, and you shall hear the midnight ride of Paul Revere." Well, that midnight ride started at this house, Paul Revere's house, and you can actually take the trail he took to warn everybody that the British were coming and the American Revolution was starting, and that's called the Freedom Trail. And it's a very touristy thing to do in Boston. I've never done it myself, but it might be nice if you're into history. If you're in the North End anyways, you might want to pop over to Mike's Pastry, which is a popular place to get cannolis and other Italian pastries. So good though. This is my lunch. For fresh produce at a really reasonable price on an early Saturday morning in Boston, Haymarket is the place for you. So I bought a pound of strawberries for $1 and an avocado for $1, so that's my breakfast for tomorrow for $2. Later that evening, I had a girls' night out with some very old friends at a place called Coochie Coochie, which serves tapas-style food and has a burlesque theme, and then we went out afterwards for a little dancing. This morning very sick to my stomach. I don't want to give you the details, but the fact of the matter is I can't really keep much food in my stomach, but I didn't want to miss a chance to visit Harvard Square and go to Border Cafe, which is one of my favorite restaurants. It's sort of a Cajun Mexican restaurant that has really great food at really reasonable prices. I've been here so many times in my life I can't even count, and I think I'm going to watch Jessica eat and hang out with her, so I'm trying to make the best of it. It's also a really rainy day outside, but I'm trying to enjoy Harvard Square because it's one of my favorite areas of town.